Welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. On the show today, we're going to make bread machine dinner rolls. Now these dinner rolls are so easy to make, you can use them for a special occasion or every day. Now if you like this video, please subscribe below and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. You'll get updates on my future videos. Now let's make bread machine dinner rolls. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pan of our bread maker and we're going to put the paddle attachment in here. I have a bread machine ultimate. If you have a different bread machine, your paddle might fit in here a little bit differently. Now the order you put these ingredients in should depend on the instructions from your manufacturer. My bread machine, you put the liquid in first with the salt and the sugar, then the flour, and then the yeast on top. It's important to follow the directions of your manufacturer because you don't want the salt and the sugar to interact with the yeast too quickly. So follow the directions for your individual bread machine. So we're going to put in 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. Then we're going to put in 1 cup of 110-degree water. Now make sure when you measure your water that you put your measuring cup down and eyeball it from the side to make sure you have the proper measurement. So this is 1 cup of 110-degree water. Next we're going to put in 1 teaspoon salt. And we're going to sweeten it up with 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, next we're going to put in our flour, and we're going to put in 3 cups of bread flour. And you really want to use bread flour because in order to get the proper chew on your dough, you need to have a decent amount of gluten in here. And the gluten is what develops into what we know is good bread, right? So we're going to put 3 cups of bread flour. And next we're going to put in our yeast. And this is active dry yeast. There's a lot of different kinds of yeast. When you go to the store, you'll see stuff like active dry yeast, you'll see instant yeast, and you'll see bread machine yeast. Pretty much bread machine yeast and instant yeast are the same. They're both instant yeast. I prefer to use active dry yeast. It works fine in my bread machine. You can try this out and test your bread machine, and if you don't get enough rise, try instant yeast, but this works fine with active dry. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 2.5 teaspoons. We put a little well in the flour, and we're going to put 2¼ teaspoons, into our pan. And that's pretty much it. This is ready to go into our bread machine. Okay, so this is one of my favorite bread machines. It's a Breadman Ultimate. And it makes bread making so easy. You just pretty much dump the ingredients in here and turn it on. Since we are making dinner rolls, we're going to be using a dough setting. We're not going to be baking these in the bread machine because we're going to be taking them out and forming our dinner rolls. So pretty much take your pan and lock it down into the bread machine and close it up. And we are going to select the dough setting. And pretty much the bread machine is going to knead it for us. It's going to do an initial rise. And when it's done, we're going to take it out. We're going to form the dinner rolls. And then we're going to let them rise again and bake them. So go ahead and push the dough cycle and then press start. You might have to, after its first initial mix, check it. Depending on your humidity, you might have to add a little bit of water Just drizzle a little bit of water or put in a little bit of flour to adjust your dough so it's nice, it becomes nice and smooth. So when this is done, we'll be back to shape and put our rolls on the second rise. Okay, our bread dough is all finished, and now it's time to shape our rolls. So we're going to put a little bit of flour on here, on our board, and we're going to remove the dough from the bread pan. Will be a little bit sticky, but that's okay. And we're going to knead this a little bit. Basically, you don't need to knead it too much. So to knead dough, all you do is pull up a section and lean on it. And you'll get a little bit of that extra air out of that. It gives you a little workout. Gets a little bit of that extra air out of there. And then usually I just do this to smooth it out so we have a nice smooth dough ball. And this is some really, really beautiful, beautiful dough. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this into even rolls. Now, you can make these rolls as big or as little as you want. You can use this as dinner rolls. You can use this to make little slider buns. You can make them larger and make little hamburger rolls. Whatever you want to use it for. Just kind of make sure that you get the pieces even so they'll bake even. And now we're going to form the rolls, and to do so you can knead them, but basically you just want to tuck the roll under on itself so you get a nice roll just like that. And we're going to go ahead and form all these rolls, and we're going to put them on a baking sheet. Okay, our rolls are all formed, and we're going to go ahead and cover them. And we're just going to put this in sort of a warm place, and we're going to let them rise about a half hour until they've doubled in size. Okay, so now our dinner rolls have risen, and they look beautiful. Wow. These are going to be so, so good. So we're going to place these in a 350-degree oven. We're going to cook them till they're nice and brown. About 5 minutes before they're done, we're going to brush them with a little melted butter. And soon we are going to have some unbelievable dinner rolls. When the rolls are done, not only when they're brown, but when you tap on them, you kind of get a hollow sound. Then you know they're done. So we're going to go ahead and take a taste of one of these babies. Okay, so our dinner rolls are done, and these look incredibly fantastic. I made them a little big because I'm going to use them as little chicken salad sandwiches for work this week. But certainly if you're going to make them as just dinner rolls to accompany your dinner, you might want to make them a little smaller. I made this into 8, but if you make them into 10 or 12 and make them a little smaller, it probably would be better for your dinner. These cooked about 15 minutes. It really depends on the size of your dinner rolls, how long it will cook. You just want to watch the browning, and you want to listen to that hollow sound. So let's go ahead and take a taste of one of these babies. We're going to cut into it. It is so soft. Wow. Looks like it has a really nice, beautiful crumb. We're going to put in a little bit of butter. And we're going to take a taste. Wow. This is like unbelievable. It smells so good. I mean, nothing like fresh bed baking in the oven, right? Wow. It's soft, it smells so good with the butter. Wow. It's perfectly cooked. Definitely give this a try. It is so easy to do in your bread machine. These rolls beat anything you can buy in your bread aisle at your local grocery store. And they turn an everyday occasion into a special occasion. If you like this recipe, please subscribe below because there's definitely more on the way. And visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. I'm also on Twitter at twitter.com/amylearnstocook.
Yum, yum. I'd buy these things. Mm-hmm.